Master your mind. This is your chance to spend just a little bit of time, invest just a little tiny bit of time in yourself to get your mindset in line. So who is up for that? Are you ready? Give me a I'm born ready in the chat if you are ready. We're going to let this roll for a couple minutes, see who will join us, let everybody find us. So while we're waiting, go ahead and tell me in the chat where you're joining from. I'm just grabbing the link. I'm sending it to a couple of people. Make sure that they can join us too. Be here with you. So let me know where you are and what you are wanting to accomplish today. What you are wanting to accomplish with this challenge. I know that a lot of people want to be able to manifest their dreams. A lot of us here in this beautiful creators circle group want to be able to do that. Do you want to manifest your dreams? Is that why you're here? What do you want to accomplish here? So day number 1, we talked about emotions. We talked about self-regulation. We talked about a lot of things having to do with your emotional intelligence, right? So it is a lot about emotional intelligence, but it's also a lot about how you view your role in this world and in the outside world, right? So if you don't have your success journal, go check your email if you've registered. If you haven't registered, I put the registration link in the video description here. So make sure that you go and check that out. I'm about to turn my camera on in just a second. Just making sure that everybody who has asked us for updates is going to get the update with the link to join us here. So hopefully you are able to find us and be here with me. Fantastic, fantastic. All right, so here we are, day number 2 of the Master Your Mind 5-day challenge. And I'm so thrilled to see how many of you guys are logging on and joining us. It's really fantastic. So I've got another screen over here where I can see you and I can see all the comments that you're typing down. Now, whether you're joining us live on day 2 and I can see your comments and we can interact. Hey, Chabari is on there. Hey there. All right. I know Chabari is born ready. She's always born ready. She's the queen of born ready. She's our born ready queen. But whether you're joining us live and you're typing in, or whether you're joining us on replay, either on Facebook or on YouTube, please type in, be active. Being active like that and responding helps your brain. Yes, we're going to see your comments. Yes, we can come in and we can respond to them and we can be interactive with you. And don't you want that? Don't you want your mentor, your mindset mentor to come in and be active with you? Yes. But what it does is it helps your brain to solidify all of that learning. When you type in, just like Shabaria did, yes, born ready. We see her in the creator circle all the time. She is a top leader. She's part of the core team of I Am Creator, but she still comes in. She invests in herself. She's always working on her mindset and honing her professional skills, and she's typing things in. Follow the leader here, everybody. Follow the leader. Type in. Be active. When I ask you to type in where you're joining from, type that in. It helps to put your brain in a different mode rather than just the watching TV mode. You know, the watching TV mode. This isn't a remote. It's my phone, but I'm going to pretend. That's the watching TV mode. There's very little action, very little interaction, and your brain's kind of doing this. Nothing. So when you're here, even if you're replay, give me a hashtag replay right now. If you're watching this on replay, if you're watching it live, give me a hashtag I'm here live. Interact, because your brain's going to get on board with you more the more active that you are. It's the reason that when you're sitting in a classroom and there's a lecture and the professor's talking and they're talking and they're talking, you're just kind of like, and your energy goes down through the ground and you don't retain a lot of information. The reason is Your brain's not engaged. So let's get it engaged, everybody. Today is about energy. Today is totally about energy. And if you're joining us today for the first time, this is day 2 of our 5-day challenge. If you think, oh, well, I didn't start day 1, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. You can get your success journal. This is a lot of information, everyone. A lot of information. You can get your success journal. You can catch up. You can go back to the replay. We've got it in the units tab on Facebook. We've got a whole playlist on YouTube for you guys to catch up so that you can participate. You can do day 2 before doing day 1. It does build on each other, but you're not going to miss out on anything by not having done yesterday first. There's just a lot of introspective exercises that you can do in there to help yourself on your way. Okay, so day 2, it's all about energy. All right, so we're going to start by going on a guided tour of our mind. Okay, so this is an interesting exercise, and I'm going to ask you to, now that you're pumped up, now that you've been typing in, now that you've been interactive, I'm going to ask you to back up for a second, and I'm just going to take you on a guided tour of something that's happened in your life. So first, let's take a deep breath in through our nose, down to our lower belly. Enjoy that, feel that. Feel the energy circulate there, and then slowly let it out. All right, we're going to do that again. Deep breath in through your nose, down to your lower belly. Let it out. And I like making that sound. Think about when a little baby's crying and the mama's holding it, and the mama's going shh. It's a soothing sound. So it helps to keep your energy high, but pure, and it's comforting. So I always like to breathe in and then do the shh sound when I'm letting it out. All right, I want you to close your eyes with me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still gonna be here. I'm just gonna take you on a guided tour. I want you to think about the last big event that you went to, maybe a wedding. Think about it. Just bring that event to mind. Right when that event was starting, what were you wearing? Were you with anyone? What were the sounds that were there? How did you feel at the very beginning? Just allow yourself to travel back in time in your mind to this point. What do you remember most about that day or that event? What was your favorite part of it? Was there food? Did it taste good, or was it terrible? Just taste it, feel it, smell it, see it. What do you experience there in that moment? Does it feel good? Where in your body are you feeling that feeling? Is it a warm feeling at your core near your solar plexus? Is it a deep, dark feeling in your stomach? Is it a tingling in your upper chest? Where are you feeling that feeling? Just make a note of it. And then now we're going to take another deep breath in and let it out. You can open your eyes. All right, now I've proven to you that you can time travel. All of the things that you felt and experienced in that past moment, you can bring that energy of that event, of that thing, into this moment, and you can re-feel it. You can re-experience it. Now it's a memory, so it may not feel as vivid as it does the first time, but depending upon how much time you spend diving into it, that is a meditative exercise. Depending upon how much time you spend diving into it, you can swell up that feeling and make it bigger. Now, if it feels good, you really want to make it bigger. And if it didn't feel good, if you don't have good memories of that thing, then you don't want to stay there. We're going to go on one more guided tour, but this time I'm going to take you to the movies. We're going to see an action flick, okay? So we already time traveled. Now I'm going to treat you. You're going to go to the movies with me. So I want you to enjoy another deep breath in through your nose. Ah, it feels so good, and out. Okay, close your eyes. This movie screen is on the back of your eyelids. Okay. All right, so we're sitting in the theater together during normal times when we can sit next to each other in a theater. It feels good, doesn't it? Just to sit in the theater. We can't see a whole lot right now because the lights in the theater are dimmed and the movie hasn't started yet. But oh, here comes the light on the screen. There are a few previews, some things reminding you to silence your notifications so that you don't disturb other people in the movie. And now, here we go. The movie's starting. There's some nice music. It's compelling. Oh, look, it's a James Bond movie. We're going to see an action flick today. We're going to see a James Bond movie. The music is really compelling. It's driving your interest forward. You're really very interested in the story that the sounds are telling. You can tell that there's going to be a lot of intrigue, a lot of action. And then the music changes just a little bit as the credits start to scroll on the screen and the first scenes start to get played out without words. And you can tell there's going to be some romance, of course, because Mr. Bond has to have his girls. Okay, now you're in your first scene in the movie, and 007 is at MI6. And they're giving him his assignment. You're understanding that it's very important. And probably right now, a very beautiful woman walks in and she's part of the staff, or she's some other character there. Maybe 007 has a partner this time, and he's given his mission and he's sent out. And the music changes, and now it's a little bit more compelling, and he's in his really hot car, whatever really hot sports car that he has. And oh no, he's coming on some trouble, and you know that this is going to be really, really exciting, and lots of drama, lots of over-the-top effects, maybe some gunfire, maybe some explosions, a fight of some sort. And then just as you think, oh no, 007 can't make it, somehow he pulls it out. The music changes again. It's a little less compelling, giving you just a break for a second. You can breathe. He's okay. And here comes the girl. The music shifts again. There's romance. They get in the hot tub. They do what they're going to do. And then more action. All of a sudden, the bad guys bust through. You thought that it was over, but clearly it's not. And 007 launches into action again. There's fists swinging and knives clinging and swinging through the air, and guns and chases and cars and all sorts of things. And the music is going really fast, and your heart rate goes a little bit faster, and your breathing gets a little bit more shallow because you're really, really into it. And then it's over. And he's solved the issue. He's solved the mystery. He's stopped the bad guy. He's got the girl. He gets in that hot little car. He goes back. He reports to his superiors. He's saved another day. The movie's over. The music is still going. The credits roll. The lights start to come up a little bit in the theater. And you can open your eyes. As we went through that movie, your energy went up and down. As the action of the movie increased, your breathing decreased and your heart rate increased. I took you on a tour all through different parts of your mind that can identify with fighting and conflict, parts of your mind that can identify with romance and that tingly feeling when you have that just incredible attraction to someone. The desire for something that you want, like a beautiful car or a beautiful companion or a job well done. Your energy is impacted by everything that's around you all the time. And you just allowed me to take you on two really quick mental tours. Yeah? And when we give our mind over to anything, any form of entertainment, when we pop open our cell phone and we are scrolling, we're watching the TikTok video, we're scrolling the Facebook feed. Hopefully you have the I Am Creator app and you're scrolling the happiness and the good fortune and the positive well wishes in the I Am Creator app. Whatever you're scrolling, you're inviting that in. And you're activating that part of your brain. You're giving over yourself and you're allowing your energy to be played with, really. Think about a cat that's playing with a fuzzy toy, just kind of tossing it up in the air and then pouncing on it and tossing it up in the air and pouncing on it. That's what's happening to you when you give over your energy to these forms of entertainment or really anything. And so what we're going to talk about today, I really want you to go to, it's page 16. I really want you to take just a second and jot down what you experienced during either of those guided tours, either the tour of the thing that you've been through in your life or the movie that we just saw on Super Fast Forward, because those movies are 2 hours long. And I think we spent 4 to 5 minutes. So yay, you've seen that one, check. They all pretty much go like that, by the way. Assignment, action, girl, action, done. So any other James Bond fans here? I do find those movies intriguing, though. I don't really give myself over to entertainment like that very often because I guard my energy. And I guard my energy in a way that helps me stay on track and be more, do more, and achieve more overall in my life. Because I've got a lot going on. Do you have a lot going on? Give me a heck yeah in the chat if you've got a lot going on. We have 5 kids. I run my own business. I have partnerships with people around the world. I've got clients around the world, mentees, executive coaching clients, lots going on. And then, hey, I'm a person too. I got to get my workout in. I've got to make sure that I'm doing my self-care. There's a whole lot going on. So I need to make sure that I'm guarding my energy, that I'm guarding that journey that I'm going on every single day, and that there's not a whole lot of things that can throw me off track. Who here, and give me a yes in the chat, who here would really like to be in control of their mindset so much that other people's actions, reactions, words, deeds don't impact them the way that they do today? Think about the last time that you were in your office, or maybe it was a family gathering, and someone came in and said something or did something that set you off. Just think about that. What if you had such control of your energy? What if you had such command of your mindset that that person or those people could do that every single day, and you would be like just as zen and collected as Master is when things happen? Have you seen Master react to things that people say to him? It looks like this. And then when he's just sitting there, it looks like this. It's the same, y'all, because he has control of his mindset, and you can do that too. And that's why we're here. Okay. So page 16, hopefully you've just jotted down a few things that happened to you energetically, a few things that you felt during that guided tour. Next page, we're talking about the difference or the tie between energy and emotions. How are they related? Well, let's think about those tours that we went on. What happened to you? You thought about something that's not happening right now, because this is happening right now. You thought about something that happened before. It was a wedding or some other event that you've been to that came to mind when I gave you the prompt. How did you re-experience the emotion from something that's not happening right now? It's because you directed your mindset, you shifted it to that moment, you willed it to come into this moment, and then you dove into the energy. Energy creates emotion. That's the big tie there. So think about it right now. There's so many people, and there are some people, when we were gearing up to do this challenge again, and this is the third time that we've done this in here, and I love you guys. You guys want this, and you're thirsty for it. You're hungry for it. But there are several people who sent me messages and said, oh, I'd love to, but I don't have time. I'd love to, but I don't have time to come. And I was thinking, well, what do you have time for? You're not happy with your life. You want things to change, but you're going to keep doing what you've been doing and expecting something different. And what? I'm sorry, wait, what? You have to have time for the things that matter. And so that's what I want you to type into the chat now. I have to have time for the things that matter. Otherwise, nothing matters. I have to have time for the things that matter. You have to make time for the things that matter. And not only do you have to make time, sometimes you have to make an investment. Time is an investment. I say time is our greatest asset, but sometimes you have to be ready to make a financial investment. Personally, I pay for my mentors. I pay my coaches, I pay my mentors to mentor me and to coach me. Why? Because it's worth it. Is it expensive? Absolutely not. Do you know why? Because I have the mindset focused on investment. It's only expensive if you don't see the benefit. So let's just go back to time. If you're like, oh gosh, she's about to sell us something. No, I'm not. I'm just making a point. Time is an asset that you have that you can invest. Money is an asset that you have that you can invest. There are lots of different things that are assets that you have that you can invest. Your wisdom, your knowledge, your skills, those are assets that you have that you can invest. Okay. So whatever your asset is that you have that you can invest, you have to see that it's worth your while. Somebody asked me if I want to be a business partner with them, or if I want to volunteer or take part in a certain event. That's my time. I can make more money all day long. Time, my most valuable asset. I have to know if it's a valuable expenditure of that asset of time. If I don't believe that it will be beneficial enough for me or beneficial enough for the people that I would be doing it for or giving it for or investing it for, then I'll say no. So I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough whatever. That is just a big fat excuse. And excuses are for people who don't reach their goals. Write that down. Excuses are for people who don't reach their goals. Excuses are for people who don't reach their goals. Now, every single thing that happens in your life has to do with some sort of an energetic exchange, no matter what it is. Blinking, breathing, shaking hands, saying hi, thinking about the event that happened, however long ago that happened, and bringing it to mind. Being here, listening, being engaged. It's all about energy. Every thought is energy. Everything is energy. Here are my reading glasses. This is energy. My pen is energy. The top to my water bottle is energy. All of these things are energy. My words are energy. Everything is energy. And that, my darlings, is what you put here on page 18. Everything is energy. EIE. Everything is energy. If everything is energy, then what is energy? Energy is everything. And that's the bottom. There is your key. This is why I said that you guys should have your workbooks ready if you're going to come today. Everything is energy, and energy is everything. There is nothing that exists in this world that is not energy. Okay. And you in your body, you are energy. Everything that you are is energy. And there are different energetic fields throughout your body. And as you're working through this understanding of energy, which is key, oh my goodness, this is key to minding your thoughts, to mastering your mindset, understanding energy. For those of you guys who are group leaders who are here, I mean, just give some encouragement here for folks who are trying just to wrap their minds around this energetic reality, because it can be kind of hard to wrap your mind around it first, because it's different than what we've been taught. Sure, in school, we were taught that there's energetic equivalency behind mass and existence and things like that. But when you think about energy in the true science, I mean, this is science. I'm a scientist. I'm a psychotherapist. But if you think about it from a true scientific standpoint, it really kind of sounds far out there. I mean, honestly, if you want to know the truth, it sounds a little woo and a little crazy that I'm energy and this water bottle is energy and this sack of paper is energy. How can that be? Because we're all so very different, but they're different manifestations of the same energetic reality. Yeah. So do we have any questions right now? I see a whole lot of people answering stuff in the chat. Let's see, how to use energy to unblock the heart. That is a really, really fantastic question. We're not getting into that today. There's not time for that, but you can come to our post Q&A, and then things like that are really what I get into very, very deeply with my mentees and my clients in our mentorships. So unblocking the heart, understanding how to clear energy. If that's something that you guys are interested in, please put a yes. I'm interested in knowing how to clear my energy and clean my energy, so that I can live with a more open mind, more loving heart, more fulfilling days, nights, weeks, months, years. So let me know that. Fantastic. Yes. Managing the flows of energy. And that's Alejandro. He's fantastic. He's one of our mentees and one of our group leaders, and he's just phenomenal. He has really, really come a long way in mastering his mind. All right. So we are now on page 19. We're talking about really the tie between energy and emotion, but then also we want to talk about the difference between awareness and your actual mind. Okay. So you have awareness of lots of things right now. What are some of the things that you have awareness of that are just right in front of you? I've got lights in front of me. I've got a camera. I've got that water bottle that I just held, all the stuff that I've held up. All of these things, I have awareness of these things, right? But awareness is different than mindset. Awareness is just something that is. Mindset is what you do with the awareness, how you translate the awareness into an actionable thought, into something that will impact you. Is this making sense? So all of this, your emotional intelligence, which is something that we started talking about yesterday, which is really what this whole thing is about. Your emotional intelligence level is the thing that determines what your mind does with the awareness. So those of you who went on the tour of your past event or went to the movies with me and you didn't feel a whole lot because you were very caught up in, wait, what is she saying? What is she talking about? Where is she going with this? That shows that you have a really big opportunity for space, a really big space of growth. It's what I call it. That is what I say when you have a long way to go. You have a big space of growth. It means that you have fantastic potential to grow in this area. If you were kind of stuck in like, what the heck is she talking about? Now, if you dove into the words, if you dove into the situation, if you really gave over your mind to that energy, then you're at a little bit of a higher level. You're actually able to direct instead of sitting back questioning. You've transcended that. Do you see the difference? You have an awareness. Both mindsets have an awareness of what's going on, but one of them has transcended the limitations of the questioning subconscious mind, and you gave over to experiencing that energy. It's two different things. And no matter which one that you were, number one, the questioning mind, or number two, the experiencing mind, and feel free to share which one you were in the chat if you want to put in a 1 or a 2. No matter which one you were, there's not a wrong answer. Everybody starts at 1. So if you're a 1, be a proud 1. Be like, I'm a 1 and I want to be on my way to 2. Because I'll tell you, 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s, the farther that you grow in your emotional intelligence, they have higher levels of fulfillment, higher levels of success, lower levels of stress, anxiety, and discord in their lives. You just become more skilled in everything that you want to be skilled in: communication, understanding, intellect. All of these things goes up and up and up. So if you're a 1, congratulations, you're a 1 and you're here. The rest of the world is full of 1s who are like, I'm not going to spend my time. Actually, that's not what they'd say. I'm not going to waste my time on something like that. They're a 1, they might be a 0. You're a 1, own it, you're here. You're a 2, fantastic. You want to be higher than a 2? Stick around, we're getting you there. All right. Okay, so here is what you need to understand about your body. Your body is an energy hub. It's an energy conductor. Who here has ever participated in a group meditation? Just give me a yes in the chat if you've participated in a group meditation. Yeah, I see some 2s. I see some, oh, I've got Dee Dee wants the group leader for O. So whoever has the group leader O, please pop in if the leaders are watching. Okay, but give me a yes in the chat if you've ever taken part in a meditation, a group meditation. Group meditations are really, really powerful, whether you're all in the same room, I've done that, or whether you're joining people virtually around the world, because however many people are participating in that meditation, that's how many energy centers you have participating. And we get to guide our own energy centers. So understanding the way that energy impacts our body, understanding the way that energy coincides with mindset is very important, but I want you to understand the different energy centers in the body. So there's 3 H's on your page 19, and it's your head, your heart, and your hara. So your head energy, it's up here. And these do coincide with meridian points and the chakra regions, but they're different because they're energy fields. So that's why you have that photograph with all the different fields, because there are many more energy centers than this, but these are the main 3 that are hubbed: your head, your heart, and your hara. Okay. Now, when you are trying to dive in and understand these different energy points, it can get really overwhelming, because what happens where? Well, just think about it. When you were on that journey, the journey that I led you on, one of the 2 journeys that I led you on earlier, you had a whole lot of energy going on up here. Now, whether you're a 1, whether you're a 2, you had different energy going on in your head region. Your brain was highly activated, but we have 2 brains. Your other brain is in your gut. Okay. So this is really your thinking brain, kind of your mechanical brain. And then your emotional brain is farther down in your body. Okay. And this is something that's taught in Eastern medicine. It's so right on. And the more that you understand about it, the better you will be able to direct, understand, and interpret your energy. And that goes back to mind. That goes back from awareness to mind. I have an awareness of where the energy is in my body, but then my mind translates it and does something with it. So do you remember just a second after we did the time traveling memory tour, I asked you to consider where in your body you were experiencing this feeling? You remember that? You made note of that, right? So I want you to tell me in the chat right now, where in your body were you experiencing that feeling? Was it something that tingled in your head? Did you have a lump in your throat? Was there a glowing in your body? Me personally, I felt a large glowing, kind of like a balloonish feeling right at my solar plexus. That's really right where your rib cage starts to part, right there in the middle of your abdomen. So just give me a little idea of you all who did experience that and you were able to go on the tour, you number 2s. Give me an idea of where your feelings were. Stomach, a sphere of Tracy, our overachiever. Look at her. She brought her vocabulary words and everything. We've got Dee Dee says stomach. And then Tracy says stomach, a sphere of gold. I love how poetic that is. A sphere of gold in her stomach. So Tracy, when you experienced that spear of gold in your stomach? Did it feel big? Did it feel heavy? Did it have a temperature to it? Did it have a light quality to it? Meaning, like, was it bright? Was it dull? Did it not have light? Think about all the different aspects of that. See, Tracy, I love that I have a couple of people that said stomach, 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 but Jaime, my dear superstar Jaime, says head, glowing golden light. So these are people who are really, really connecting with this energy. They're connecting with it, and they're able to then take the awareness, dive in deeper with their mindset, and then amplify the energy to give it some physical attributes. They're really taking this farther. Okay. And you can really take this farther, and thank you guys for sharing. Lots of stomachs. We got a lot of stuff going on in stomachs in this chat. It's still, oh, good. Warm and light. Yep. Fantastic. Okay. So Tracy, when you experience something that's good, anything that's good, I want you to do this exercise. I want you to go in, figure out where it is, figure out how big it is. Because when you're doing the meditations, like I just asked you guys, has anybody ever done this? You're asked to open your energy and connect with others. Well, I've done an open portal meditation over Zoom with people all over the world, and my energy was so open that it encapsulated my entire region. But it's just little old me. But it's the mind. You can expand your energy and you can contract your energy. So understanding these energy centers that we just defined, okay, and understanding the correlation between energy, emotion, and mindset, this gives you the ability to go into any situation. And if it's a situation that has a lot of tension, if it's a situation that you don't really want to invest yourself into, let's just say the office place is a really easy place to do this. If you're in an office with a boss or coworkers that are a little contentious, they're not the most understanding people. They're, you wish that you could be somewhere else. I work with a lot of people who are like, help me find a new job. And I do, part of my executive coaching, but you're in a situation like that. Instead of being open and raw with your energy, you direct it to come in and protect you in a shield. You're protecting it. It protects you. You've met those people who have kind of a larger than life personality. They have really big energy and they're letting it out. Not all of them know how to control that. That's why sometimes we see people who are, beloved Hollywood stars or really well-known fashion designers, or, they have this huge personality and everybody knows who they are and they're super successful. And then all of a sudden you turn on the news or you open your Twitter feed and you see that there's been a suicide. Why? These are people with huge energy fields who love to give and create, but who don't know how to bring it in for protection. Lives can be saved with these skills. They're really powerful. And the cool thing about them is, and I know several of you who are here personally, and I know that you have kids. The cool thing about this is we can teach this to each other. We can teach this to people. We can teach this to our grandparents. We can teach this to our children. Lives can be saved with this information. It seems like fun little exercises that maybe you can go out and play with, but play with it. Definitely play with it. Have fun with it. You should. If it feels good, go have fun with it. But then live it and teach it. In our last session, I told you about a workplace I used to work in with some people who were under a whole lot of pressure and they weren't really happy. And there was a lot of discord in that workplace. And someone was very frustrated, or a couple of someones were very frustrated with me, because even though it was really a dire situation, we were trying to save the organization. Even though it was this dire situation and hundreds of jobs were hanging in the balance, our job was to save it. That's a lot of pressure, right? It's a lot of pressure. They were frustrated with me because of my positive energy that I brought to the situation, because it was a very low energy workplace. And I'll tell you, when you have low energy, you're not as productive. So part of the reason that I came in every day with the, okay, we're going to do this today. We can do this today. This is going to happen. You know, it may be difficult, but it's doable. Let's make this work. Part of the reason that I did that is because I knew if I'm working with 10 people who have very, very low productivity energy levels, I have to more than make up for that to help raise it. Because, and here's something for you to understand, the biggest, strongest energy wins, because energy attracts like energy. Energy attracts like energy. Have you ever noticed when you're kind of bummed, you figure out that other people around you are kind of bummed, and you kind of cling together like the last 2 or 3 Cheerios in the bowl? If you eat cereal, you know what I'm talking about. Same thing happens when you're really elevated. When you're really elevated, other people who are elevated will come to you, or people who aren't elevated, but who are drawn to the light like a moth. So the story that I told you in our last session was that one particular person expressed to me that they were frustrated because they didn't know where my joy came from. And I calmly expressed that I would pray and send her all of my positive energy so that she would understand where my joy comes from. And now today, that person is one of the most positive people that I know. And she's one of my best friends, because I didn't answer her in anger. I didn't match her negativity. I didn't come down there. I stayed here and basically said, I'll love you through this. Your energy level matters. Your dedication to understanding this, to developing this, matters. The fact that you're here investing right now matters. And you have to commit to continuing the investment in yourself. So that is what I want you to do right now. Write down in your notes, type into the chat, I commit to investing in myself. If you don't, you're robbing the world of what you could bring to it otherwise. And that organization with the very low vibe, disheartened people, and the one super annoying high vibe person, I was super annoying to the low vibe people, it survived. Is it just because of me? No. Is it because a large part because of me? Absolutely. It's a large part because I understand that you have to embrace, envelop, and understand energy and how it works, because energy makes everything happen. I commit to investing in myself. Type that, write that, and mean that. When you commit to investing in yourself, you're committing to an investment in whatever way you have to invest. Your expertise, your time, your finances, whatever. You know, sometimes, and tomorrow we're really going to get into this, because tomorrow, day 3, session 3 is all about motivation, but I'm going to go there just a little bit. Is it okay with you guys? Tell me if it's okay if I just kind of go there just a little bit today with the investment and motivation. Is that good? So many commitments coming through. I love it. I love it. I'm just liking as much as I am working on being. Tracy says she's going to work on being the annoying person. Yeah, I'm getting lots of hearts. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to go there just a little bit. Investment is a weird word. A lot of people back up when they hear it, because our minds always go to money, and we're very, very guarding of our finances, aren't we? A lot of people have asked me, how do you stay motivated? Would you guys like to know the short answer? My short answer? Give me a yes in the chat if you want to know my short answer to how to stay motivated. Yeah? Okay, yes. All right. Know what you're in it to do. What are you in it to accomplish? Why? It's your why. What was I in it to accomplish for that organization? It was a decades-old arts organization in my community that gives a lot to the underserved. Whoa, that's near and dear to my heart. Not only the beauty of the art that they were creating, but the social services that they were providing free of charge to underserved members, my underserved neighbors in my community. So why? Why was it so important that I remained that somewhat annoying high vibe person to carry the charge? Because thousands of people stood to be robbed of missing out on all that was being given to them if we didn't keep our minds on the right track. And keeping your mind on the right track has everything to do with being in charge of your energy. So all of you beautiful people, beautiful souls who are here today who just committed to yourself, recommit to yourself. I commit to knowing my why and to dedicating myself to mastering my energy. That was long. I commit to knowing my why and dedicating myself to mastering my energy. If you can master your energy, you can do anything. I work with people all the time who want to start their own businesses, but they're later in life than I am. I started my own business in my late 30s, and I really shifted over to that in my early 40s. And a lot of people were like, what are you doing? You already have this career going. You're doing this, you know, you're successful here. You have a family. You're crazy. You're selfish. If somebody walked up to you or several somebodies, if your family members and your friends all were saying to you, this thing that you're doing is crazy, it's stupid, why are you doing, would that impact you? Most people would say yes. I mean, just so don't be ashamed if you're like, yeah, that would impact me. It can get into your head. I even had one person when I really pulled the plug on corporate and went totally, and that was just 4 years ago. Really pulled the plug on corporate and went totally all in to the deep end with my business. Called me in, it was actually my boss, called me in, told me how much he cared for me, how concerned he was for my family, and that this was a huge mistake. Huge mistake, and that I would fail. I mean, really? I appreciate the thought behind being concerned for me, but really, if you look at the need behind the behavior, if you look at the energy behind the words, if you really dedicate yourself to understanding energy, you can start to read the energy. Do I seem sincere here today for you? I hope I do, because I am. But tell me, if somebody else was coming on here and they were teaching this, because other people can teach this, but if they teach it in a self-serving way that's not for the greater good, are you going to believe them enough? Are you going to really buy it? Like, believe it? No, because we are human lie detectors. You can be a human lie detector or a human truth detector, a human authenticity detector, depending upon how well you understand first your own energy, second, the way that energy works in the world, and then third, you start to be able to read other people's energy. You hear about people who can see the colors of people's auras. That's possible. Do you believe that you can do that? I do, because I used to not be able to see them, and now I can, because the more and more in touch I become with my own energy, understanding how energy works in the world, the more I'm in touch with other people's. Now, and you can ask any of our mentees, our Master Your Mind program mentees, you can ask any of them when we have our group meetings and somebody's having a hard time, I can pinpoint immediately. I'll close my eyes for about 10 seconds and I'll say, I'm just going to make up a name of somebody who hasn't been in one. I haven't had a Pamela. Pamela, this feeling that's in your stomach right now. And then I'll just go into it and everybody's like, how did she know? How did she know? Is she some sort of a witch? I don't know, maybe, but I can read your energy for sure. And you can too. Anybody can do this. You just have to invest in yourself. You have to be committed with your time, and you have to invest to find that mentor who's going to show you how to do it, to see what you're not seeing, to see how you're getting in your own way. A lot of people, when they go the DIY route, they get in their own way a whole lot. And so they don't have progress. And then they say, what do they say? Oh, this just won't work for me. But I'm telling you, I'm one of the people that it would have never worked for. And I'm here. I'm here so much and so strongly that now I'm teaching it with utter abandon, with complete commitment to you. So in making your commitment, don't have it be a commitment that you're typing in because you see everybody else's commitments typing in. Stop for a moment, pick up your pen. I want this to be a real commitment that you make to yourself. A real commitment that you make to yourself. I want you to write down your commitment. On the back of one of the pages, use the bottom of page 19, whatever you want to use. Write down the commitment to yourself. I commit to invest whatever I need to invest to complete this journey, because I'm worth it and the world is worth it. When that person called me into his office and very earnestly told me what a mistake I was making, I knew that the fear behind his words was that they were losing someone who had helped save the organization and knew how everything worked, and his job was going to be harder. And how do you replace somebody who's been there for so long and knows everything like the back of her hand? It's difficult. There was a lot of fear there. We don't want to lose you is the real message. They didn't really lose me. I'm still happy to answer questions and consult with them anytime they need. But that's the real need behind the behavior. So you've got to be able to know your own energy enough, pull it in so that it doesn't get contaminated with other things. It's just like putting on shoes or rain boots. You put your socks on and you slip your feet into your wellies. Why? Because you don't want to absorb all of the water that's out there or the mud that's out there. Or I like to wear my wellies on the beach if I'm going to walk on the beach, especially in the winter when it's cold, because you don't end up with sandy feet. It's my little beach trick. You can put wellies around your energy, not in a way that you block everything completely out, but in a way that there's a place where you have to pause, like going through one of those turnstiles if you go to an amusement park. You have to just pause for a minute, or getting on the subway. You have to put your card up against the subway thing, and then the doors open, or then the turnstile will allow activation. Just a little pause. Do I want this to enter my energy? Yes. No. Yes. No. Sure. Maybe not. It's just that easy, and it's just that gentle. So a big mistake that people make when they're learning about this is they go about it from a place of absolutes. Big mistake. They go about it from a place of, yes, I will open for this, or no, I will not open for this. Enjoy a deep breath in. Gentle. Be open to being open, and be open to a gentle close. It's all gentle. A lot of time for my Master Your Mind mentorship mentees, and for our elite mentees as well, we really get into it with our elite mentees. We talk about the difference between power, like true energetic command of power, and forcefulness. We in the United States, I'm in the United States, we in the United States recently have seen a huge battle that was very force driven. Force is a low level energy. It's who's stronger. It's like an arm wrestling match. Who's stronger? Who can win? Who's stronger? Who can win? I'm going to say this about you. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to accuse you of that. I'm going to deny it. I'm going to accuse you back. You know, this just force, this mudslinging. It's a very low level energy. It's why, at least in this country, things are thrown even more out of whack than they were just because of pandemic conditions and lockdowns. It doesn't feel good. It's a very low level place to come from. But if you're coming from a place where real truth lies, where real truth resides, that is powerful energy. And you can have that powerful energy. So if you want to come from that place of true power, not forcefulness, true power, give me a yes in the chat. Write that into your commitment. Write it down, own it, be it. Okay. Fantastic. Now, just a little bit of bookkeeping or housekeeping here. If you are participating in this challenge and you do not have your group leader, I would really like you to put in the chat that you do not have your group leader. And if group leaders are here, then just look, they're assigned their leadership space. They're different people that they're leading by last name. And so I'll actually email out to everyone who is participating how to find their group leader. But you can also do your best to find them here, because I know that your leaders are trying to find you, and some of them are having some problems because we have several hundred people and just a few group leaders. But that's so that you can have families and ask questions together and guide each other through and really, really grow. All right, so we have just a couple minutes left. I am going to have a live Q&A session in the Gilded Life group. Let me go ahead and I'm just going to type that URL in for you guys so that you can, okay, Angelina, Kendra McLaughlin. I know that she's your group leader because I know she got the first few letters of the alphabet. So I'm going to tag her. Kendra McLaughlin. There we go. So I can't do that for everybody, but that one just scrolled up in front of me and I just knew it off the top of my head because I know that she has A, B, C, D, and maybe E. So, but yeah, if you're looking for your group leaders, then just let them, let's see. I don't know who is M. I don't know off the top of my head who the other ones are. But Erica Anderson, you do have a group leader. It is Kendra McLaughlin. There you go. All right. So we are going to pop over to the Gilded Life group here, and I'll be there in 5 to 10 minutes to answer any questions that you have about this energy. But before we go, we are going to complete page 20 of your success journal together. I want you to write down your 3 aha moments or takeaways from this session. Now, there's several of you guys who have done this before, so all of this isn't new, but there are new elements that we build in each time. Someone yesterday in our post-lesson Q&A over in the Gilded Life group asked me, what if I don't have 3 ahas? What if I don't have 3 aha moments? And I said, every single time that you listen to information, there are different things that come out of it for you. So it might not be an entirely new, I didn't know this before, but any little thing that connected for you. If you didn't realize that you could actually call up emotion from previous events, that's a huge aha moment. And I just want to add, anybody here, give me a yes in the chat if you guys have ever vented to somebody. Like, oh, this just happened. I just have to vent. I just have to get it out. Or has anybody ever vented to you? Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe what happened to me. Blah, 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 blah. What you're doing in venting is bad. I don't care who says, oh no, it's good to get it out. No, they don't know what they're talking about. It's not good to get it out. I'm a psychotherapist. I understand how the mind works. I understand how energy works. I understand how mindset works. I've taken it a step farther in becoming an energy healer. So I totally understand this whole spectrum. Venting is not good because of the same reason that we were just going through earlier when I said, okay, Tracy, so the glowing golden orb in your belly, this. When you pull back up an event that didn't feel good the first time you went through it, what you're doing is time traveling all of that energy from the past where you could just leave it into the present where it doesn't belong and you're re-experiencing it. And not only that, when you're venting it to somebody, you're puking it all over them. So if you really care about the other person, shut up. And if the other person really cares about you, shut up. I just recently had a very difficult conversation with a friend of mine whose husband is leaving her and she doesn't want him to leave her. And it's been a really difficult situation for 3 years with her, and she's a good friend. And so, you know, when she wants to talk about this, I always come solutions-based, which not everybody wants to be solutions-based, just so you know. Some people just want to vent and be heard and get sympathy or consolation. And I will sympathize. I mean, it sucks what she's going through, and I am sorry that she's going through that. But talking about it day after day after day after day after day, not only keeps her down at a lower level, but it's bringing down all the people who are around her. It's real hard for me to show up here for you guys and be high energy and be that annoyingly positive person if I'm absorbing all this negativity from every single angle. So I said to her the other day, look, this is happening. Here's the pattern that I see. I love you, but I can't talk to you about this anymore unless you're going to be solutions-based. If you're going to be solutions-based, I'm here. Let's come up with some solutions. I've actually been through a divorce. I understand how this works. I understand how it works when there's a kid involved. You can have a worse friend to help you through this right now. I'm here for you. She doesn't want that. She wants the venting. I have to lovingly decide that I'm pulling my energy in, letting her know my boundary. My boundary is I will hear this, but I won't hear it without purpose. Okay. And so that is what you have to understand. You can time travel to all the good points in your life and do that. But when you time travel to a negative point, just know that you're doing it to yourself and you don't have to do it. Okay. You don't have to do it. Okay. You have your 3 aha moments. I want you to write down your 3 commitments to action between now and tomorrow's session. Is a commitment to action, you're going to be on the lookout for negative energy and practice pulling your energy in? Is it that you're going to intentionally spread positivity in places that you don't normally spread positivity? I want one of your 3 action steps to go live in the group. You guys, I didn't see a lot of this yesterday. Go live in the creator circle. Do hashtag MYM day 2. Here are my aha moments. I don't care if you don't have makeup on. I don't care if you just finished working out and you're all sweaty. Share this with other people. Your energy, your aha moments here will spread positivity to other areas of the world. You are going to elevate your mindset simply by sharing in the group. So have that be one of your commitments. Now we're going to do our affirmation. I'm going to take a quick break and then I'll see you for the Q&A. You ready for our affirmation? I am a powerful creator who uses my resources with wisdom. I am a powerful creator who uses my resources with wisdom. You have completed day 2 of the Master Your Mind 5-day challenge. If you have any questions, I'll see you in just a few minutes over in the Gilded Life group. And if you're following this on replay, either on Facebook or on YouTube, then there's a link to Gilded Life so you can go over there and check out the Q&A replay recording as well. All right.